more information at 365-9455. Walk-ins are welcome. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
All right, we're back with Coffee Talk on WPKY, and it is Wednesday. That means we are going to talk to our weather guy. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Misty, and welcome back. I hear you were on vacation or something.
I took one day off. Come on. It's not hardly a vacation. I took one day off.
Yeah, that's a vacation. Good grief.
I know, right?
What do you want, another 4 or 5 days?
Right. I mean, I'm just selfish that way, I guess. So Dave Powell is our weather guy. And now, Dave, I told everyone, we have this Weather Guy Wednesday thing going on. I went to bed Tuesday night, and I was all excited. I was like, oh, I get to talk to Dave tomorrow. I think about my interviews, and tomorrow and Wednesday was Weather Guy. And then I get up Wednesday morning, and there's this text saying, Dave tells me he'd rather go to the dentist than talk to me, so he wasn't going to be on on last week. So
Well, I had forgotten actually that I'd made that appointment, but it's so hard to get in that it takes forever. So I had to say, well, talk to Misty or get a tooth fixed. Let's see here.
You weighed your options. I get it. I'm just messing with you.
The greater of the two evils, let's put it that way.
I understand. Well, Dave, tell us what's going on in the world of weather today.
Well, we're going to have another pretty day out there. I say pretty because it is a pretty day. It's going to be a pretty day out there, really. It's going to be up to near 70 degrees with south winds, so that's going to help the temperatures to increase. Unfortunately, when you warm up, you have to pay the price, and it looks like we're going to have some rain showers coming in for tomorrow, but we may actually get in most of the day on Thursday before it really gets going, probably around, I would say the rain and stuff will start somewhere late afternoon, maybe after 4 p.m., something like that. And then as we go into Thursday night, I think we'll have showers and thunderstorms likely anyway, at least the first part of the night. But you know what? Friday is starting to look a little drier, although it's going to be cloudy. But the high is going to hit up to the lower 70s, so I think that'll be a halfway decent day. And I thought Saturday was originally going to be really nice, but it looks like we may have a little sun in the morning before the storms come back in on Saturday afternoon. And that's ahead of another front coming in. And Sunday doesn't look a whole lot better. It looks like it's going to be showers and thunderstorms, and it'll go on into Sunday night. We're going to have to watch that one a little bit. It could have some stronger storms with it. Right now, I'm not overly concerned about anything severe, but it is something to keep an eye on. And, it looks like we have a chance of showers even into the first part of the week. But the only good news in the whole thing is that hey, temperatures are not going to drop very much. They're going to be averaging around the upper 60s to the lower 70s. So, if you can dodge the showers a little bit, it may not be too bad of a time.
So I'm standing here listening to you, and I'm thinking, I love that you're not telling me it's going to snow. I love that we're not talking about ice. I love that we're talking about warmer temperatures, but I'm still upset because I don't want it to rain over the weekend. I want to ride my horse.
Oh, good grief. Don't you ever ride in the rain?
Not in the cooler weather. Now, I will do it, and not in thunderstorms. No, not with lightning. Right. Although I did get caught once. That was pretty, it was a bad one because it was torrential downpour. It was not just a light little rain. It was torrential downpour. That was pretty bad. I mean, the horses would even stop and turn around because the rain was coming down so hard to turn away from it. But
let me guess, they turned around and looked up at you and say, what are you doing?
Right. No, they tucked their head between their legs to get the rain off them. It was hard. It was coming down really, really hard. But that was, 90-degree temperatures. I'm not a fan of riding in the rain in the cold weather. It just doesn't work for me. It's just not fun.
Plus, you get chilled a little bit from the water on you. So, I understand that. So anyway, I think that what we're going to be looking at as we go on into the future, I looked out ahead a little bit, as I do many times, to see what our long-range temperatures and forecasts are going to be like. I think as we get on into the following week, looks like from about mid-April on, I think we're going to be looking at fairly warm times. And unfortunately, though, this is severe season, and it looks like we got some potentially severe stuff out ahead of us as we go into the latter part of April. I see at least one pretty good sized storm that has potential to get in here around the 19th, 20th, in that neighborhood. And that one right there, this far out, looking that strong, is not a good sign. So again, that's something we just got to watch and things to look for in the future. But you know what? April showers bring what?
Well, they're supposed to bring May flowers, but what they do bring is misery. You're talking about the 19th and the 20th, again with the weekend, Dave, again with the weekend.
Well, once you get into a pattern like that, besides that, what follows 2 days of rain?
What? 2 days of sun when I have to work?
No, Mondays.
Oh. You're right about that.
Yeah, well,
Rainy days and Mondays always get me down, Dave.
Yeah. Well, can you sing that song?
No, I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
You what?
I cannot carry a tune in a bucket, so I'm not going to sing nothing for nobody. I'm not gonna hurt anybody this morning.
You don't sing when you're there at the radio station?
I didn't say I don't. I just don't do it when other people can hear. I'm nice.
Do it publicly.
I don't do it publicly. No.
Now,
in the car with my daughter, I do, and she told me one day, she said, well, because I was trying to get her to sing. She was talking about how she's got this one song that she sings pretty well, and I was like, well, I've never heard you sing. You don't ever sing in front of me. Sing it for me. She's like, no. And I said, well, I sing in front of you all the time. And she said, but I don't ask you to. So,
Yeah, well, we all have our own special talents. Last time I sang, every dog in the neighborhood started howling.
Right. That's pretty much how it works for me. I have to keep the windows up.
Have you done any gardening yet?
I don't do gardening.
What?
I don't do gardening.
You're a country girl, right?
I am, but I don't do gardening.
And you don't do gardening?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Well, I know a lot of our listeners.
We've tried, but it does not work at my place, and I am not getting out there in the 100-degree weather and weeding the garden. So, nope, I don't do any gardening.
Well, if you're a smart gardener, you fix it up where you don't have to go out there and weed in the 100-degree heat. You mulch everything down.
Did he just say that I'm stupid? Is that what he just said?
I didn't say that.
Yes.
Woman, what am I going to do with you? There ain't no way.
No, I don't mess with the garden, but
everybody should learn how to grow their own food. What if something happens and you have to have that knowledge?
Then I'll have to learn how to. I know how to, it just never works.
Well, I'm going to have a long talk with you one of these days.
Hey, if it comes to it, I'll learn how to. But right now, I'll just go to the farmer's market. I like the way they grow them.
Well, yeah, the farmer's market is already started. I think they start up Saturday in Katie's. I don't know about some of the other. I haven't heard about some of the other places like Hopkinsville or Princeton.
I've been in touch with the Princeton people. I had asked them to come be on Coffee Talk with me and didn't hear back. And actually, just this morning, I called again. And they're supposed to get back to me, so hopefully we'll get somebody on here to talk about the farmers market in Caldwell County.
Yeah, because the farmers market's a great place to find some excellent fruits and vegetables. Sometimes things you can't find just anywhere else. And they're most all of it, as far as I know, is locally grown. But my personal favorite is the locally. Well, you can't really call it locally grown, but the locally produced honey. That, because it's not the same as honey you get in the grocery store, unless it says raw, unfiltered honey. It has a lot of healing properties and things like. See, if you listen to me, I'll teach you how to survive out there in the wild if you ever need to.
I've got somebody coming in here. I think it's next week, or it's either next week or the week after, to talk to us about beekeeping, to growing honey, making honey. So I'll be interested to learn about that.
I know the bees are not as plentiful as they used to be. You go out in your yard where the clover is blooming and everything, and you see bees all over the place. In fact, as a kid, you sometimes step on one and get a little sting on the bottom of your foot. But
that's what I was just going to say. My experience with honeybees is running through the yard and the clovers barefooted and, hopping back to the house. That's my That's my experience with honeybees.
But they're very intelligent creatures. They're actually fascinating. I had a hive one time that I kept, and they were happy for about a year, and then on the second year, you get to where you can kind of tell how they're feeling, and so I went out and I could tell they were a little bit upset and irritable for some reason, and then next thing I know, they swarm off and leave my hive, and never to be seen or heard from again. So that
we are out of here. Our bags are packed. See ya.
Yeah, but somebody somewhere, or maybe they're in a big hive somewhere now, producing all kinds of honey, and maybe you have to go out and find a big tree. You used to find those all the time too, honey trees, where there would be a hive in it. And, ooh, that's some good eating if you can get in there to it.
Yeah. Now, see, I've never seen I've seen them on TV, but I've never seen a honey tree sitting out anywhere, ever.
Oh, wow.
Mm-mm.
So
nope.
Not only do you not garden, but you're also not much on the outdoors then.
No, I love to be outdoors on the back of my horse.
Well, do you know any plants you can eat out there?
No. I pack my food. I don't need to know what plants to eat.
Well,
all right.
I will tell you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, if you can find it. You know what dandelion looks like, right?
I do.
Well, there you are. You got food you can eat.
So eat me some dandelion. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind if I forget to pack my lunch, or if I get lost running around Wrangler somewhere. I'll remember to go look for some dandelion. I'll think Dave told me to eat dandelion.
How are we running on time? Because I don't want to run you over.
Well, we're fixing to wrap it up, Dave. I'm sorry.
Oh, we didn't even get a chance to talk about all the extreme weather and all that kind of stuff.
I know. Well, maybe next week. We talked too much about honey and what did we even talk about? I don't even know what we talked about today. We talked too much about other stuff today.
Well, it's all kind of weather related anyway, because
well,
you don't talk about this stuff unless it's springtime, and springtime is when you have springtime weather.
That's right, which includes thunderstorms.
Well, anyway, we'll try to work in that deal on the Beast of LBL one of these days. And
all right.
It's something everybody's going to be listening to, because I did find some new information. It is interesting.
Yeah, we will have to do that. You look at your calendar and see which day you want to talk about the Beast of the LBL, and we'll put that on the schedule.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, Dave. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Okay, Miss, it's always good visiting with you.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you next week, Dave.
All right. See you.
Bye-bye. Of course, that's Dave Powell, the weather guy. We have Weather Guy Wednesdays, so he will be back with us hopefully next Wednesday, unless something happens or he has another appointment that he forgot to mention and has to go to instead. That's Dave Powell, and we have got some information coming up for you. We're going to talk to someone from the Fredonia Lions Club. We'll just get a little more information about the Lions Club. I don't know much about it, but we're going to learn something today.
Here's your WPKY WeatherEdge Weather Center forecast.
Today is the pick day with mostly sunny skies and a high of 69.